And now joining us are Ismael and Tyroe. A very warm welcome to NDTV. My first question to you, Ismael. Of course, your character is a new addition to Tolkien's world. Was there any pressure or did you take any inspiration to develop the character, or was it written so well that you didn't have to do much?
No, there is pressure, of course. There is pressure. But I was very ready to enter Tolkien's world. I'm a huge fan. And I wanted to do right by it. I love the elves. I love all things Tolkien. So it was just for me just an incredible opportunity to just make something very, very, very cool. You know, it's written beautifully, but with a lot of space for me to also be creative.
And your character has a duality. There's fear, there's bravery. How did you plan to navigate it? Did you do any exercises? Were you doing any notes to play that kind of duality?
I think it's kind of just like Theo is he just does whatever like he wants, you know what I mean? Like he's such an impulsive person, and I think I just drew on to that of just like put myself into these situations and just when I'm in these scenes, act as if I truly am Theo in this moment. And that's what helped me get that kind of that action out, because really he's scared for his life almost all the time, but he has no choice but to fight. And that's kind of what I draw on. It's that
any quality of Theo that you relate with?
Any
as a person?
Any qualities? I think we both are very sensitive and emotional and I guess in touch with our emotions and aren't afraid to show how we feel about someone or something, which I think
Very similar fashion style.
You think Theo would be?
You're looking very cool, by the way.
Thank you.
What about you? Any trait that you pick from your character or you relate with?
I mean, I relate with him quite a bit, you know, and that's like. It's a little tricky sometimes to answer that question, because it sounds like I'm saying I'm a hero and an action this and action that. But I think it's more things like his loyalty, his how much he wears his heart in his sleeve, how many questions, how inquisitive he is, how curious he is to a fault, and how. You know, like I don't. We were asked if they were like good or bad characters or morally gray. I don't see him being any of those things. I just think he's consistently trying to figure out what he's doing here and what his contribution is in this world. And that's essentially what I'm thinking about all the time to a fault. I need to chill, and I don't often, but it's very similar to.
But
him.
you also feel heroic in your real life?
I mean, I think you're able to be heroic in many ways. I think I've had some quite. With humility, with some opportunities to do, to take some actions that have real historic consequences, and and that's something that not many people can say. And I've had those opportunities to actually shift the course of, for example, being in fantasy and being like the first elf of color. That's actually something in terms of like the cinema or television history, you know. And like I don't want to downplay that. So then that's a blessing that I've been given, and I take that wholeheartedly. It's daunting, but I feel very proud.
Kudos to that. Kudos to that. I also asked this from Megan and Makela also, that, you know, did they do any exercises to develop the bond with their co-actors, especially if you two had to do anything? How did your chemistry build?
I'm sure we did stuff. I don't really remember.
I mean, we did. Remember that we started doing stunts like.
Oh yeah.
Early on, yeah, we would just like try to play football together, but he was 12 years old and he was just like this high, but he was actually better at football than I was. I've always been terrible at it.
So football helped you guys bond well,
in a way.
I just think just us being together, like with just the work, drew us closer, and just like. We have some real raw emotional scenes. You can't help but like bond with the person that you're giving all that to.
Lovely. We'll wrap it with a segment which is called Speed is my middle name, so you'll have to be quick with this.
Oh.
These are quick questions. We'll start with Ismael. Favorite Elvish word?
Oh my God. Melon.
Okay. Arondir's best quality?
He says exactly what he needs to say, no more.
one word to describe Theo.
But
that's the question for him, yeah.
Okay. Actually, heroic.
Okay. Who do you think is the wisest character in the series?
Poppy.
Who's the biggest prankster on set?
That's actually Ben Walker.
Okay. Now we'll go to Tyroe. Favorite scene in the film or in the series? Okay, that could be a long answer. Okay, we'll skip to another one. First question: Theo's most relatable trait.
Relatable. He's got a lot of hormones going on.
Okay, one word to describe Arondir.
Stoic.
If you could play any other character in the series, who would it be?
Sauron.
Favorite location in Middle Earth?
Numenor.
Favorite line your character says?
Mother.
It was fun having you two on NDTV. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.